Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. We have videos today from Manguide.
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship.
True.
So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining
We're not scared. We know what it's going to be.
because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Yeah, being lonely sucks. But getting your soul ripped apart, even though you always gave 150% for her, is worse.
Yeah, I mean, putting your soul back together after it gets torn up multiple times, it just gets too small of pieces to put back together sometimes to have it a full soul anymore. Like, I'm sure a lot of our souls are missing pieces after many, many women.
Far worse.
It's Valentine's Day, and 70% of men are choosing to stay single.
Yes.
And I don't even blame them, and this shouldn't be a shock to anybody. Dating in this generation is so impossible, and I can talk about it for literally days. It feels like every single woman in this generation is either a gold digger or a bop or both. And so, yeah, a lot of men are saying, we choose to be single, we're not gonna deal with this anymore, and I get it. I wouldn't either. That sounds awful. I just saw someone say something today about how I would rather be single than settle. And yeah, me too. I get it. That's me too. But it's crazy because you'll see women come online and be like, men are so sad and they're so single and they're so alone, but not me. I'm having a good time, just the men are having a bad time. And I was like, girl, be so serious for 2 minutes. Anyway, so happy Valentine's Day to all the singles out there. We see each other. We're right there.
Men want a wife, not an influencer. Now someone who uses the F out of you only to flex to her few followers and girlfriends that hate her anyways.
It would be tough to be dating someone does very similar thing to me, like an influencer, content creator type person. It'd be pretty annoying. I would also assume that they're going to make content about our relationships and stuff in general. So, yeah, probably don't want that.
You guys just want to stay single, right?
True. A lot of gentlemen out there would honestly rather stay single.
Because why else would you stop approaching women in public entirely?
Other than the reason that a lot of women have told men to leave them alone, they don't want them in their lives and they don't need them. Quite frankly, a lot of women's personalities really aren't conducive to an actual conversation, let alone a relationship.
Because I feel like back in the day, like early 2000s, maybe the 90s, it was so common for men to walk up to women and, start a little conversation. Nowadays, that does not seem to happen anymore.
There's a lot of men out there have woken up.
Yeah, remember early 2000? Internet was barely a thing.
And seen what some women out there are really like. So, frankly, most of them would rather stay single than risk being with some of the types of women that they see every day on social media.
So tell me, why is it that you guys would rather just die alone?
Because a lot of men have realized that it's not...
I mean, look at you, girl. We're full. We don't need tortas.
Not only easier, but it's much more peaceful being single. And not only that, but a lot of men have woken up to the fact that they have self-respect, and they don't need to be in a relationship to be considered a complete person.
True.
Most men don't want to stay single. They just don't see the risk to reward ratio as something that's worth enduring to find the partner who they want to spend their lives with.
Yeah, the pathway is not clear to be able to get a family anymore like it used to be.
If I didn't know any better, it would sound like a lot of the men were actually trying to encourage men out there to actually stay single. All right? Don't get involved with no woman. Don't go on dates. Don't do anything but focus on yourself. Like, more and more men are falling under that category and under that umbrella. And I am scared for a lot of y'all women out there because I already know when it comes to us, we absolutely need love, affection, attention, and men. Okay. All of those things stand for men. And with men saying, nah, I'm good, love, I don't know. Okay. But let's get into it, you all. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Yeah. Let's.
I'm the same with D here. Like, I feel the same way. As much as I tell men to stay away and protect themselves. I want you guys to have families. I want society to be better. I want us to live a wonderful, meaningful life that's fulfilling. All of us, not just me or my family or anything. All men, right? But remember, you can't get those things if you also don't work for it, right? Is it worth it? That's for a lot of you guys to decide. Is it worth it?
Start this from the top and get into it and break it down, all right?
Bro, I literally just figured out the cheat code. If you want to get bigger in the gym, if you want to save all your money, literally all you have to do is stay single, bro. Like, I know it sounds simple, but all my life, like, I always felt like I needed a chick. And then a couple months that I didn't have the chick, like the months that I didn't have a chick, bro, the amount of money I done saved, you wouldn't believe. The amount of size I put on in the gym, you would not believe, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, you literally cannot save in a relationship. You either paying all type of shit for them. Everywhere you go, every time you go somewhere, you paying double.
True.
Every time you want to kick it, you paying for a bottle, you paying for gas, you paying for parking, you paying for a restaurant, you paying for this. Bro, when you...
Gas is crazy. Thank God I have an electric car. And you guys are all mad at me and saying I'm pansy for having an electric car. Look at gas prices now. I'm just saying.
Stay single and put all that shit up. Do you know how much money you save? Oh my God. Like, for the women, it's just like, if you got a broke ass nigga, a broke ass baby daddy, this nigga ain't got no motion, ain't making no money, and you can't save no money or do nothing for yourself because you got this broke nigga and you got to pay for everything. It's the same with every girl we talk to because we have to do every fucking thing.
Wait. Now I'm gonna let him finish, but wait. Is he really comparing being in a relationship with a woman to a woman being in a relationship with a bum? Ladies, it was never, ever, ever supposed to give this. What happened to reciprocity? What happened to appreciation? What happened to you pouring into these men? See, that's where we messed up. And y'all get the likes up. This is where the women messed up. Y'all messed up by becoming beautiful bums. And as quiet as kept, y'all, a lot of y'all not even beautiful. Y'all just bums. We ain't gonna get into all of that. But
just some fugly bums.
It was never supposed to be this. And this is why a lot of the men are feeling like, yeah, I'm better off being single, being alone, because I'm able to save more money. I'm able to have more time and dedication to myself. Like, yeah, but he is really out here comparing women to bums.
I mean, is he really wrong though? Like, look at them. They're beggars. Like, when you think of beggars, you think of bums, and then you think of women. Those are the only two beggars I kind of know.
And as sad as it is, he's not wrong. Get the likes up.
So, bro, if you want to save hella bands and get bigger, bro, my addiction is literally the gym and putting up money now. You ain't got to worry about no other chick. And I don't smoke no more because I ain't got to worry about a bitch stressing me out.
What?
Oh, come on.
So it's like a win-win, bro.
Shout
if you want to come
brother,
up in this world, stay single. Stay single. Don't even date, bro.
Fellas. And I don't even want to ask this because I just know what I'm going to see in the chat. Can y'all put a 2 in the chat? Lord have mercy. Put a 2 in the chat if you agree with what this brother just said.
Deuces.
I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see how doomy and gloomy it really is.
Deuces.
Please tell me y'all don't agree with this. Put a 2 if you agree with him. Put a 1 if it's like, nah, I can't relate to that because my woman is a good woman. She contributes. She honors me. She loves me.
I would love for a couple of guys to say shit like that. That means they have a really good woman, but I highly doubt they're going to get any comments like that.
I'm trying to see something, okay? And I hope I at least see 1. You know what I mean? I hope so, but...
Wait a minute. Is she implying that men require no love? No attention? 'Cause you just outed yourself, and your whole argument is not contrary. This is exactly why men are done, 'cause their needs are not even considered needs.
Why do you think so many men feel like the dating game is stacked against them right
God, men are continued to be persuaded into selecting women who are signaling for short-term dating. And the reason that I say that is men, and this is proven across time, across cultures, they have discernment around short-term dating and mating versus long-term dating and mating. And the reason that that's important is women now, with the cultural changes, with feminism, with the influence of empowerment via promiscuity, they're all signaling for short-term mating strategies. And so men are attracted to these women. They'll sleep with these women. They certainly will come, but they don't stay. And so women say that they want long-term partners, and the expectation of men is to be everything that a long-term mate would be, but they're not signaling the right things for men to commit to, nor would they want to. And so now it's making men the enemy for not wanting to commit to women who are not up to the standards that men have when it comes to choosing a woman to commit to long-term. And so the confusion and the frustration for men is that there are no viable, not many viable mates as far as options when it comes to somebody that they could actually settle down with, commit to, and build a family with. And so the frustration for men is valid. They're not confused. They're wise. And women can either continue to attack men and say that they shouldn't have standards, or they're insecure, or they're controlling, or they're whatever they want to label them, to deflect any level of accountability or awareness around maybe their behavior or the way that they present themselves or how they carry themselves or their history with access and sexuality is not at all what men actually want nor look for when it comes to a woman to settle down with.
Women decide which men get to have sex on a daily basis.
True.
Men decide which women deserve to become wives, and they are deciding against it altogether.
Why are single men?
Like, I'm sure all of the jewelry companies, Jared, and all these like engagement companies, ring companies, are all going bankrupt.
And happier than you think? A lot of single men are not actually miserable. A lot of them are doing better than fine. Society likes to push the idea, oh, men are lost without a woman. That's a lie. For years now, men have been told that their happiness only comes from marriage and kids and overall settling down. But modern relationships don't offer men the same benefits that they used to. Men aren't wrong for asking what's in it for me before they go into a really serious relationship. Single men today have financial freedom and overall peace of mind. They have control over their own lives. They're traveling, building businesses, hitting the gym, and overall going after their goals. And until women are willing to offer a little bit more in relationships, this is going to continue. Holding men to these outdated expectations, but also a variety of new ones that show up every single day, is just not doing it for them. And they're not going to continue having relationships if this keeps up.
You know, I see why men are staying single, because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to...
They always seem to think that the provider role is the easier role or something. It's like, oh, the motherhood of taking care of the house and kids is so much harder than the provider role. That's why I have to be so entitled
to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet, tired of disrespect, tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
True.
Men are staying single because so many women want a husband, but don't want the work that comes with a real relationship. Marriage used to mean partnership, not convenience.
Why is it that nobody talks about the amount of men that are in relationships lying to themselves and severely gaslighting themselves into believing that they're happy? They're in sex.
That's probably me when I was in my marriage. I wasn't sexless, but I always kind of told myself, yeah, this is it. I'm happy. You know, I have my family. I'm building my family. I'm doing my thing.
Sexless marriages where literally their wife is nagging every single day, and these women want to always victimize themselves by bringing up this whole mental load shit, but they never stop to consider the mental load that men have. And what I mean by mental load is he's looking at the bigger picture. He's making sure that she's good. He's making sure that the kids are good. He's making sure that he has retirement and investments and a college fund for the kids. Meanwhile, she thinks she's overwhelmed because she's got to take Johnny to soccer practice because she signed him up for 12 activities and 6 sporting events, and she's overwhelmed. Like, she didn't even have to do all that,
Correct.
First of all. But I digress. The amount of men that are in relationships because they don't want to lose all of their shit, the amount of men that can't even speak up and they're being oppressed by women that hold them down and belittle them and emasculate them. But if they leave, guess what? They lose like 80% of their parenting time. Most men are only in relationships so they can still see their kids full time. And the worst part about it is society pretends like they care about mental health, but if a man were to bring up the fact that he's burnt out or the fact that he feels like he's not good enough because he's not providing enough and his marriage is failing, then he still gets blamed for it and he's looked at as a weaker man. But yet it's only the women that are oppressed and supposedly surviving in their marriages, even though there's men out here that literally haven't been touched, haven't been affectionate with their wives, and their wives want nothing to do with them for the last 10 years. Okay, bye.
A huge memo for all the single guys that this is what life comes to after a certain point with Western modern women.
I have across platforms probably over 800,000 followers that are all single men. That's why they follow me for dating advice. And I get thousands of messages every day from attractive guys that cannot get a date. And the messages are fucking sad. Girls are not aware of the crisis out there that men are facing in the dating world. I don't think you can speak on it because you don't know about it. You don't see them. You have no idea how sad it is. I cry about it when I read the messages.
We have now taken over the masculine traits of men, which doesn't allow them to be men. I'm coming to a place where I'm gonna stand up for the things that keep me out of survival, for the things that keep me out of this masculine of just like feeling the need to do and do and do so it can keep me safe, but it doesn't benefit me and allowing me to be soft. I have these guards up so freaking high that it just defeats the purpose. Being defensive and stuff, it keeps us alone. It keeps us exhausted. It keeps us disconnected. It just keeps all of us out of touch. And we have.
But sometimes opening up is a lot more dangerous than not. So.
Now taking over the masculine traits of men, which doesn't allow them to be men. It only allows them to be weaker. Now they feel somewhat intimidated, and I get it. Like, we should take a lot of pride, and like now we have rights, and now we can do the thing that they've once told us that we couldn't do. But there's a very thin line. You gotta also allow men to be men. We're gonna continue to be complaining about these men not being men, but we're not allowing them to be men because we're.
Well, you're also not women. You're saying we're not allowing them, but you're also not saying that women aren't women.
So in our masculine, and then we make fun of them for being soft sometimes. And now like the roles have reversed, and it just defeats the entire purpose. We should have both yin and yang to like balance each other out.
There are such men out there, but the point is they are not being the man for any women anymore.
Yep.
When you say I don't chase women, my first initial thought is, well, then go find your man. You likely aren't making plans. You aren't initiating conversation. Your text messages are really dry. What are you doing? Are you wanting the woman to chase you? Because if that's the case, then you probably aren't even into women. You're probably into men. I just don't get it when men say things like this.
We don't get it when women say things about I hate all men and all these things. We just assume you guys are just man-hating lesbians.
You probably don't text first in the morning. You don't say good morning. You don't say good night. You don't check in. Like, You want to be single. That's what you should be. If you're not pursuing a woman, then you want to be a woman. Like, this is the problem with guys nowadays. They're so fucking feminine that they want the women to do their job.
Nope, it was always your guys' job to initiate everything. It was our job to reciprocate.
No.
Shaming men because they don't pursue you is not going to land you a man, ma'am. Stop trying so hard.
Right?
As we all know, men don't really need much to be happy. Nope. A major part of a man's happiness is peace and quiet. Women know this, but most simply can't give it to him, even if they want to be good wives. Why? Because most women can't control their emotions. So they'd rather damage their relationships than deal with their feelings. This happens in more relationships than we would like to think. If that's not entirely clear, let's look at it this way. Picture this with me. A man being in silence for 1 hour straight. Okay, now let's picture a woman being silent for 1 hour straight. That's right.
I don't think I can imagine it. Unless she is asleep in the car as a passenger. That's the only time I can think of that she'll be quiet for about an hour.
Right? We can't. That is because most women like to do things day and night until it's time for bed. Because when women are doing random things, they are not doing one very important thing. And that is sitting with their thoughts and emotions. Most men embrace solitude as a chance to reflect on life and make themselves better, while most women would consider this time as torture. I mean, I get it. Hearing what most women think about is pretty painful, right? Of course it is. It is to them as well. That's why, when there is nothing else to do, this type of woman will always stir something up. And having the distraction of the drama takes them further away from their thoughts. Because peace is unbearable for them, she will create some chaotic interaction with him. They will do whatever it takes to not be alone with their thoughts and emotions, even to the point of robbing her husband of a major part of his happiness.
No one reason why we are so done with modern women. So nicely articulated. Nothing more left to say, honestly.
This is why men have walked away. We value that peace. We value the silentness. We value us being able to dive into our minds and fix ourselves and make ourselves better and plan for the future. We can see that women don't do that because we've always said it. All they see is this. That's why. Because they never actually went into their brains and actually thought about things before. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And see you guys next time. Ciao.